So here's the finished incubator. Thought I'd give you a quick rundown in case the pictures probably didn't give all the details. But basically what I've got here is over on this far corner, in the top corner, I've got a little 12 volt computer fan that blows over a light, which is one of those, it's a 100-watt night light for like reptiles. And then right next to it I have the water heater thermostat out on a little peg facing it, which might seem weird, but the purpose for that is that water heater thermostats, they're built to be on the side of a water heater, so they're not very sensitive unless they have really good contact with the heat source. And if you just put it on the wall, it's probably not going to work out too well. I had it on the wall initially, and it would swing the temperature by 15 degrees. You know, it wouldn't kick on until it had dropped 15 to 20 degrees. So whereas if you put it right next to the light bulb will heat it up extremely quickly, and then when it shuts off, the fan will cool it down extremely quickly, which really narrows your range of temperature down near the eggs, which is what I did. Now this little thermometer is a lot more sensitive than the big LED screen you see in there, and basically what I did is I moved the thermostat as close as I could, or closer and closer until I got it within a range I liked. It would vary between 98.7 and 103 degrees, so it would kick on at 98.7 and kick off at 103 or so. And then this other thermometer takes a little longer to change, so it kind of hovers around 99.5 to 100.5, which is perfect for chicken eggs. I'll go ahead and take off the little lid here so you can see a little bit what it looks like internally. I used a lot of this 1-inch foam to line the top and the inside, and then I used a pane of Lexan on the inside and a pane of Lexan on the outside, so it's like a dual pane window. There's some ventilation holes cut up in this corner, about 6 of them, and there you can see the fan, light, and thermostat combo. Right here, this is a little telescope motor that's 1/10 of an RPM, so what I do is I have a timer over here on the floor that it's plugged into, and it'll turn it on for 5 minutes once an hour. And when 5 minutes will take it from move the tray from one side to the other. So it basically goes over there, sits for an hour, goes back, sits for an hour, and does that all day. And it moves very, very slow. It takes that full 5 minutes just to turn it and move the tray over there, so it doesn't jostle the eggs. Underneath the grate here, I've got I can put up to 4 of these little trays, and I've got one of them filled up with water, and at the beginning when I had the lid on, it was about 54% humidity, which is just right for the first 18 days, 50 to 60%. And then later on you want to raise it up to about 70 or 80% for the last 3 days, and you can just fill up more trays to do that. But yeah, that's the basic idea. As far as wiring, I just took one extension cord and wired it directly to the motor. That way I can unplug the motor, or have it on the timer, and the thermostat won't toggle it off. And then on a separate wire, I go one line to the thermostat, the other line from the thermostat to the light, and then from the other terminal of the light back into the plug. And then of course the DC 12 volt DC fan is just hooked up to a 12 volt DC adapter over there. You know, one positive, negative, nice and easy. And that's all there is to it. It's a pretty simple setup, and having this really overkill 100-watt light helps it to heat up quick and cool down quick. So if you have a room temperature that's going to vary a bit, like a 20-degree shift or 15 or 20-degree shift, it won't affect the internal incubator temperature much at all, which is nice. That's what my classroom is like, so I wanted to make sure it would handle that okay. Feel free to give me any questions or shoot me any questions you have, and I'd also love to hear if anybody else has tried different things that have worked well to keep improving on a design. This should cost about $50 to $60 if you don't include this thermometer and the timer. If you just buy the thermometer humidity gauge combo I got on Amazon, it was like $8 after shipping. And all the other parts and pieces, I'll try to put a list at the end there so you can see the prices. But yeah, $50-$60 to get even a styrofoam version of this that by like Incubator with the egg turner in it and everything and a fan, you're going to be at $120+, and it probably won't be nearly as stable as this, since this is insulated even better. So anyway, good luck with your incubating. Let's touch on something that I forgot to mention in the video. Traditional egg turners usually have little cups for each individual egg to sit in. And they're really nice and handy. The only issue is 3 days before they hatch, you're supposed to take the egg turner out. And so with that design, you have to take the entire egg turner out and then individually put the eggs back in. It just, takes a little extra time. And I thought might as well streamline it if it's not too bad to do so. So with this design, all you have to do is get rid of this screw here. So I just loosen that up, and then you can just tilt this whole unit and drag the eggs forward slowly, and pretty soon it'll clear the eggs, and you just pull the whole mechanism out and then put the lid back on. Takes about 20-30 seconds and you're done. So a little bit simpler process that way, and now the chicks can walk around freely as well. It's not too tough that way. It also makes cleaning out the grate or adding, adding more of the little Tupperware things pretty easy too, because once you're here, it's pretty easy to just lift that up and put them in. So that's the advantage to this style egg turner.